A proposal to redevelop Plymouth's Four Seasons Mall made it to the city's Planning Commission Wednesday night. Plymouth-based Dominium wants to convert the vacant mall into affordable housing, but as Delane Cleveland reports, some neighbors aren't thrilled about the idea.
The mall has been empty for about 8 years.
Wednesday night at Plymouth City Hall,
I will now call the meeting to order.
The Plymouth Planning Commission met with developers to discuss the potential future of the long-vacant Four Seasons Mall.
Our vision is to transform this vacant mall into a mixed-use site that brings additional senior and family housing options to the city of Plymouth.
The proposal calls for 3 apartment buildings that could accommodate both seniors and families with limited incomes, totaling 430 apartment units altogether.
We're active across the Twin Cities and across the country and see firsthand every day the need for affordable housing for seniors and for working families, and hope that this redevelopment can be a small part of the solution to that issue.
The plans also call for retail and a parking garage to accommodate people who use Plymouth's Metrolink bus service. However, several residents raised concerns.
We're surrounded by apartment complexes, and I don't feel like putting another one is the best use of this end of Plymouth.
I think we all agree that we feel that density is too high, 430 units. We think that is maybe more like 200, 250 units.
After taking public comment for roughly 40 minutes, the Planning Commission weighed in with various opinions on the density and affordable housing issue.
It does seem to be too high density for the lot. So just take a look, see what you can do.
Do you not want affordable housing anywhere in the city? That's not acceptable in my mind. I think it's important to provide living opportunities for people of varying income.
Whatever the case, it will be up to the City Council to decide what happens next. In Plymouth, Delane Cleveland, CCX News.
The Plymouth City Council will take up the issue at its meeting on June 25th. Meanwhile, in New Hope, a senior living facility is proposed for one of the last pieces of undeveloped land in the city. The project, called Sweet Living Senior Care of New Hope, would be a smaller facility made up of 32 private suites, 24 assisted living, and the rest for memory care. It would be located at the corner of Winnetka and 32nd Avenues. The project would help with one of the city's goals of increasing its senior housing supply. Well, science and technology can be challenging topics for students, and one elementary school is allowing gifted children to teach their favorite STEM subjects to other students. From learning about clouds,
if you need to finish unraveling your cotton balls, you can finish that,
to learning how to code. Kids at Fernbrook Elementary aren't just learning from their teachers, but also from their peers.
2 years ago, our department changed their name from Gifted Ed to TAG. And our whole purpose of changing the labeling was to include more children and touch more children and give them more exposure to enrichment activities.
TAG stands for Talented and Gifted. The change has allowed more students to benefit from the gifted programs and what they have to offer.
I think it's a good way to get that enrichment for all, that it isn't just the identified students who come to the TAG program, but that we can get everything we do in TAG is good for all students, and the more we can get that out to everybody, I think the better we'll all be.
The students who are teaching their peers say the experiences help them learn as well.
I learned kind of how to teach and like what they respond to well and what they don't.
We learn in this process also.
Looking at my favorite part about our lesson today is looking at what the kids have created.
Ms. LeClaire wanted the students to learn more about leadership.
This just spoke to me like this could be my leadership goal for my 5th graders that I work with.
And learning how to lead is what the student teachers say they love the most about the experience.
I think teaching helps me be more of like a leader in a group, but then also sit back and listen to others.
The city of Crystal has a new canine on the job. Leo just finished up training last week, and he got to test the new training field Thursday night. Nathan Karnick was on hand to supervise installation of the catwalk of the training course, as well as the 2 dog houses he completed for his Eagle Scout project.
And we're training every day with the dogs. There's no day off with these animals, just to make sure that they're, up to par and everything. So we're out here.
It was certainly something to learn a lot about lumber in this project, but also to do something amazing for the community and other local agencies that use this facility.
Helping the K-9 unit was important to Karnick, who spearheaded the project. The City of Crystal received recognition for innovative efforts to help people eat healthy and stay active. The Minnesota Recreation and Park Association gave Crystal an award for its edible courtyard outside the Crystal Community Center. The garden provides anyone with free access to fruits and vegetables. Crystal also received an award for its Young Mudder Obstacle Course race. The second annual adventure run at Valley Park Place will be held this Saturday, and it's an event expected to draw about 200 kids. Well, it's the last day of school for many local students at Osseo Middle School. It was also a day to celebrate. The school threw an end-of-the-year party, and the celebration included food trucks and plenty of games. Kids could even become a sumo wrestler. Now, while it was a day to have fun, it was also a day to reflect. Some didn't want the school year to end.
I wanted to thank all the parents for donating to our schools so we could get all this fun stuff here.
I kind of wanted to stay in 7th grade.
Why is that?
Because it was just so much fun.
I'm going to miss my friends and some of my classes.
This has been really stressful for me, the teachers and homework assignments, but all you have to do is pull through. You can't procrastinate on work, because if you do that, then you're going to get behind on work.
Some of these students, like Amaru, will be off to high school next year. Osseo Senior High holds its graduation ceremony on Saturday.
It's state tournament week in softball. Maple Grove is the second seed for the Class 4A tournament. They faced Edina in the quarterfinals on Thursday morning. Ellie Hosman bounces a hit through the left side of the Hornets infield. Maddie Doyle comes in to score for a 1-0 Crimson lead in the bottom of the third. An inning later, it's Doyle coming through with the bat, delivering a base hit to plate Bella Daniels. And it's 2-0 Crimson through 4 innings. And that's more than enough for Metro Player of the Year. Ava Dueck, she pitches a no-hitter with 12 Ks as Maple Grove beats Edina 2-0. They're playing in the semifinals Thursday afternoon.
It was a good game. I think our team was just really riled up and ready to play. And with all that energy behind me, it was just fun to throw. My catcher, Colleen, had a big part in that. Her frames were fantastic today. I don't know what I would do without her.
Section titles were on the line for several local lacrosse teams Wednesday. The Maple Grove girls faced Buffalo for the Section 8 title at Osseo. Tristana Tater lines it up and scores from the free position for the Crimson. Her second straight makes it 2-1. Buffalo battles back with the last two of the first half, both scored by Emma Carlson. Her second in a row makes it a 6-6 contest at the half. It's close all night. Tater scoops the ground ball in front and scores to make it 8-7 Crimson. She nets 3 goals total. And Tater sets up Emily Herdine for an insurance goal. Maple Grove holds on for a 9-8 win over Buffalo to return to state. Also at Osseo, Champlin Park's girls facing Forest Lake in the Section 7 final. Champlin Park's Josie Johnson from the free position bounces it in for a 3-2 Rebels lead. It's back and forth all night. Erin Brown sets up Bailey O'Donovan for one of her 3 goals. Forest Lake leads 4-3 at halftime. A great set play ties it for the Rebels as Brooke Freeman gets it to Cameron Mayer for the goal, and it's 6-6. And this game is headed to overtime. And it's the Rangers winning it. Michaela Ness takes the pass and gets to the front to score the game winner. Champlin Park loses it 7-6. Breck's girls captured the Section 5 title. The Wayzata boys look to get back to state for a 4th straight season. They face top seed St. Michael-Albertville for the Section 8 title. Wayzata trails 3-2 after 3 quarters, but it's Luke Marquardt setting up Tommy Seifert for the goal. The Trojans tie at 3-3 early in the 4th. And they build momentum. A nice run by Andrew Solly, and he sets up Seifert for the go-ahead goal to make it 4-3 Wayzata. They keep scoring. Marquardt to Braden Nelson. He disguises the shot well to score. After a 3-win regular season, Wayzata's back to state with a 6-4 win over STMA. The Manil boys also won the Section 5 title. Now to baseball, where Osseo made an impressive run through the losers bracket to reach the final in Section 5 4A. They faced top seed Moundsview at CHS Field. The bottom of the first, Moundsview's John Solfest bounces a hit up the middle to score Brett Bateman for a 1-0 lead. Solfest goes 2 for 3 on the night. Mustangs pitcher Ian Bond strikes out 11 Orioles and allows just 3 hits in a complete game effort. Moundsview breaks it open in the 5th as Solfest line single to left scores the second of 3 runs in the inning as Moundsview wins 5-0 over Osseo. Maple Grove was eliminated by Buffalo in Section 8 4A. In Section 6 4A, Hopkins is into Friday's final. The Royals' opponent was to be determined as Armstrong and Wayzata met in an elimination game. In the top of the 3rd, Armstrong's Bjorn Jensen drives it down the right field line as it bounces to the corner. Tyler Schell and James Larson scored. The Falcons go up 2-0. Wayzata gets one back in the bottom of the 3rd as Keegan Nickel lifts a fly ball to left that's deep enough to score Jarrett Delorier on the sacrifice fly. The Trojans are within 2-1. With the game tied 2-2, Turner McIntosh delivers the biggest hit of the game, driving it to right center. 2-run score as the Trojans surge into the lead. Wayzata eliminates Armstrong 4-2. The Trojans meet Hopkins for the section championship Friday afternoon at Hopkins High School.